So I'm opening up the letter, still sealed, and here we go. I remember this last semester, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully, actually, I don't doubt that this one will be pretty fun too. Oh, it's thick. All right. ASL English Interpretation, Ethical and Professional Foundations. Think Aloud assignment. Goal: to produce a 15-minute Think Aloud videotape. Task: you've been mailed an envelope. Inside is these directions and a sealed envelope. Inside the sealed envelope is a packet containing the details of an interpreting assignment. Do not open. Okay. It's procedure. It's important to remember that this is an individual activity. There should be no one else in the room when you are making this tape. Make sure that the camera is properly framed, and do a short test. Check framing, lighting, and sound before you open the envelope. When you're ready, begin the recording. Open the envelope and immediately begin verbalizing, either in spoken English or ASL, your choice. Just remember, your goal is not to find the right answer. Rather the goal is to make evident your thought process as you approach this unfolding scenario. When you're done, please do not discuss any aspect of this project with anyone else until you post your video and reflections to the course we discuss and its group. All right. Interpreting, or segment 1. Interpreting in a public high school for deaf education cluster site. You have been hired as an educational interpreter for a deaf educational programs cluster site located in a public high school. The program has a current enrollment of 56 deaf and hard of hearing students and employs 10 educational interpreters. Your contract is for 182 days, Monday through Friday. 7 hours a day from 7:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. with a half-hour lunch. You receive your first semester schedule and find out you have been assigned to interpret the following classes. First hour, Honors U.S. History, 1 student, male. Second hour, Freshman PE, 6 students, 3 girls, 3 guys. Third hour, Algebra, 3 students, 2 male, 1 female. Fourth hour, Plan Prep. Fifth hour, Auto Mechanics, 2 students, 2 male. Sixth hour, Lunch. Seventh hour, Freshman English, 2 students, 2 female. Eighth hour, Physics, 1 student, male. On the first day of school, you arrived early to your first hour class to introduce yourself to the teacher and the student. The teacher informs you that he has had deaf students in his class in previous years and has moved a chair for you to the front of the class off to the left. The teacher says he does most of his lecture from a podium located in the front center of the classroom. Just before the bell rings, you locate and introduce yourself to the deaf student. Just after the bell, the teacher tells the student to sit wherever they want. The deaf student you will be interpreting for takes a seat in the back of the classroom on the right-hand side. When the teacher begins speaking and takes attendance, you stand so the student can see you interpreting. The teacher looks at you and asks what you're doing. What do you do? Why? At that point, I kind of feel like him asking, what am I doing because I'm standing, is kind of ridiculous, since he's had interpreters and deaf students in his class before. But I would tell him that because since the student is sitting so far in the back, if I sit, he won't be able to see me. So I'm making myself more accessible for him, so he can understand what's going on in the class. Because pretty much my whole point in being there is making sure that the student is getting the information, and I will do whatever it takes for for the student to be able to see me, or I will do whatever it takes for the student to see me so they can get the material that they need to get. What else? Teacher looks at me, asks what I'm doing. Yeah, so I would explain to the teacher that, and then um, and then if the students still can't see me, I might move to the back of the room to where I can still hear the teacher, but the deaf student can see me still. So I would move around and try to find the best possible way for the student to see me. I think that's pretty good, right? Yeah. All right. Segment 2. Moving on to your second hour freshman PE class. You enter the gym before the bell to locate the teacher and the students to introduce yourself. After a few minutes of attendance and general information, the teacher tells the students to go to their locker rooms. See see the locker room attendants to receive locker assignments and get locks issued. You realize that you have both male and female students that you are and you are and that you are unable to be in two places at a time. What do I do? Well, since I have one, I have both male and female students that I'm unable to be in two places at one time. Well, since I'm a guy, I would tell the girls to wait outside, or if they can go in and do it themselves. That process is pretty easy. They just have to, from what I've experienced, they just have to give them their student ID and their lockers given to them on a piece of paper is their locker combination and locker number. But if the school wasn't like that, I would tell the girls to wait for a bit, and then I would go with the guys, make sure that everything worked out, that they got their lockers and locks, and then after everybody has cleared out of the female locker room, I would send somebody in there first, or I would send I would send a teacher in there or another student in there to make sure that everybody was cleared out, and then from there I would go in with the three girls. So then there's no awkward situations of me running into somebody who's trying to